Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the I Foster Juice podcast. I am your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the Asian delegation to my Wu-Tang nomination, Reen. What's up, Reen?
Thanks for the introduction.
You wore the shirt today, so I had to represent. Well, you're representing, but I had to get the shout out.
Yeah, I had to. I forgot that I had that shirt. There's some old shirts that I still have and I've kept, and there's some shirts that I've never worn before because I'm a t-shirt girl. I collect, and that one I think I did wear it to a Wu-Tang show or something, and that was like the last time I wore it.
I used to have a Wu-Tang shirt myself. It was pretty interesting too because it wasn't just a W. It was like a dragon. It looked like some typical Chinese dragon. It was like brown and it had Wu-Tang written on it. I forgot where I'd gotten it, but I don't know what happened to it. I wore it like a handful of times in high school, and I don't know what the hell happened to it.
Yeah, sounds cool, man.
Yeah, I probably got it at Hot Topic or some shit, but it was cool. Like I'd never seen anyone wear that before, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about like get more like old school hip hop shirts and stuff, like Run DMC or something, especially for my kid.
Well, and now that when I was growing up, like we've had kind of some t-shirt conversations before, but of course the thing is always band shirts, and I love rock, so I had a lot of band shirts growing up, and I still do. As I said, I have a bunch of shirts from shows that I've been to, but it wasn't really a thing with rappers. That was one part of the culture that didn't have them, because you used to wear their apparel, the Sean John and the fucking Rockaware and all that type of shit, but that's not really in fashion anymore. So yeah, now they do come out a little bit having t-shirts of like your favorite rappers and shit, but
yeah,
I'm sure it's gonna be harder to come by the Run DMCs and NWAs and LL Cool J's and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to collect shirts for him because I got like fighter shirts for him, like local fighter shirts. Every time I pick something up, I get one for my kid. Make sure that I have one so you could be like, oh yeah, I remember this when I was a kid. You got me this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep. So I even thought about like what we're gonna dress up as, Halloween, because I've been like just listening to old like hip hop, and I was listening to LL Cool J, that Bigger and Deffer like album. I was listening to that again. I was like, oh my god, I think we're gonna dress up as LL Cool J. Like just the whole Adidas get up with like Adidas shoes and Kangol hat and everything. I think we're gonna do that for Halloween.
I remember you showing me a picture that you two were ninjas. Was that last year?
That was the last year. He was a soldier last year. Like I wanted him to pick something else, but he is so adamant about being a soldier dude. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so whatever you want to do. But yeah, like this year, no, we gotta work together on this one. Let's be something cool. I'll even get like a boom box, and I'll carry that around.
The gold robe and stuff.
Yes.
For a second, when you said, I thought that you wanted to dress up as something like some hip hop influence thing. I'm like, you gonna dress like the Wu-Tang and try to dress him like Old Dirty Bastard?
No, rest in peace, ODB.
Remember, he changed his name from Dirt McGirt to the Old Dirty Chinese Restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's right.
After the racial draft.
Oh god, I watched that the other day. I had to. I'm like, oh my god.
I saw your post in the morning. It kind of lit a conversation with us and even the other Juice from the Fighting With Myself podcast and stuff. But I started thinking about it too. I wanted to give a shout out because I started thinking about it too. I'm like, there was a racial draft. I don't know who the Hispanics would pick because I know some nominees, but it's all just hot women. Well, in some cases.
Who?
Well, yeah, because I don't know many like part Hispanic men celebrities. I was like, okay, I know Shakira, I know Salma Hayek, Jessica Alba, well, I guess if you want to say Christina Aguilera, Selena Gomez. It's all like just female singers for some reason. Those are like the only part Hispanic people I know. I don't know many part Hispanic men.
You know what?
Maybe it's just not anyone that's coming to mind, but I'm like, who do we pick? I don't know.
I'd have to think about that too. Like one person comes to mind, but I can't remember her name. Fuck. She used to be married to. God damn it, I forget. She's Asian and black, I thought. Oh man, she was a model before. Her husband is a producer or ex-husband.
Oh, Kimura?
Yes.
Kimura Lee Simmons?
Yes.
She's part black?
I thought she was. Isn't she Asian and something? See,
She's Asian, but I don't know what else she was.
I thought she
she
was
just
part.
Asian.
I didn't think she was full on.
Well,
Wow.
I know one person you would have given up Condoleezza Rice style is Michelle Watterson.
Man, I think her mama would have pushed her towards that anyways.
Wow. See, Asian people, any Asian listeners, this is what happens. If there's ever a racial draft, you don't want Reen to be your delegate. Although, even if Chappelle's show had never happened, I'm guarantee you she probably would have nominated the Wu-Tang Clan to be inducted with the Asian community. So
I watched that again. I was like, hold up. Why did it gotta be a Chinese delegation when it's supposed to be the Asian delegation?
I think he said Asian delegation
at first, and then it was like Chinese delegation.
Oh, and he was
like,
just
hold up.
He was just like Mao Zedong too.
Yeah, like hold up. He don't represent all of us. Let's change that a little bit.
It's sensitive times right now.
Yeah.
But then you can't have a Japanese person because all the Asians hate them.
I know, right? We got issues, man.
Got a lot of beef going on. It's okay. Yeah. Mexicans were trending on Twitter today, and for good goddamn reason, because we're fucking haters, and not in a good way. We hate everything and everybody, yet we still say that we're oppressed. And I'm glad that it's finally being called out because this is the shit that I've been talking about for years. So good on you, woke Twitter. You're actually coming around to my side now. But anyway, enough about the hating. Enough with the racial inequality, injustice, and all this shit that we do here. We got fights to talk about, and we got a lot of fights to talk about. So shouldn't waste no more time. Let's just get into it. Let's start with the rewind of the Apex card, the ICA VO card, the Vegas 2 card as it's going around. And first up, our girl, Julia Avila. Man, she's it's not the first time I've ever seen her get a quick stoppage, but shit, I don't think I've ever seen it this quickly, this violently, and this emphatically. It was a crazy sight to behold.
23 seconds, man. I mean, she totally raged out. Raging Panda. She showed that nickname real quick, huh? 23 seconds. Poor Gina, though. It was short notice.
I mean, the only other time I can think of a woman getting, I mean, obviously Ronda Rousey was the queen of that, but the only other woman I can think of that gets like quick ass finishes like that is what, Nunes?
Yeah.
Who else gets like sub-minute finishes in the women's divisions?
Yeah, amazing. And I guess, she was talking about how she wants another fight, but don't tell her husband. So does her husband know?
Oh, damn it. Julia's married? God damn it.
You know that?
No, but of course, her being a fighter and a geologist, yeah, you got to get that one while she's available. I don't blame him.
She's so cute.
But man, if I was her husband though, I'd be barking up Dana's door right now though. They didn't give her a bonus, man.
I know, that kind of bothered me, and I was wondering if it's because Agapova, is that how you say her name?
Yeah, we're going to talk about her in a second. Yeah.
I guess because Hannah is a vet, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, it's more of a name, right? And I think Avila, since she's had a fight in the UFC, people kind of know her, where Agapova, most people didn't know her.
Right. So maybe that was the reason why. And then just like the betting spread too, because Gina was like a massive underdog. And
yeah.
Cyphers and Agapova was kind of close. Not even, but, slightly closer, right? So, but man, could they have just like split the money, or maybe like Dana like took out his own pocket or something? Hopefully, maybe he did, and we don't know about it because he does do that.
I don't think they've done that in a while, but yeah, it was one of those things. All the bonuses I think did go out to I mean, Tyson Nam and Christina Aguilera. We didn't even talk about those fights, but they had some spectacular knockouts. So everyone that got a check, I think, was deserving of it. But it just sucks that Julia kind of got the shaft. But what'd you think of her kind of giving a little, giving the eyes to Paul Felder?
Is that what she did? You mean when she finished her and then?
I think she said, "Oh yeah, papi," "Oh yeah, papi," or something like that. I think she was speaking to Felder at that.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, get it, girl.
She doesn't want her husband to know that she's gonna fight again, and apparently, I don't think she wants him to know that she's been trying to get with the ginger man. He's dangerous, guys. I don't consider myself a jealous guy, but there's a few dudes I see like every once in a while. I see like a really good singer, or an actor or something, and I see interviews. I'm like, I would never leave my girlfriend in a room with that guy. Never. Fuck no. Like, I don't give a shit how faithful she says she is or she thinks she is. This guy will have the panties off before she even fucking knows what hit her, man.
Lord.
Felder's one of those guys. A bastard.
Fucking that ginger power. I don't know what it is. He's a ginger and he can fight. He can act.
Which is kind of a paradox because they're always the ones getting beat up on.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was that. Sucks for Avila, but man, at least she got a quick finish. If she can come back soon, and apparently she is. We will talk about that later about who her opponent is going to be, but it's a good one. So good for her. She's back on track. And you were speaking of my girl, Maria Agapova. Yeah, she got a bonus for head kicking the fuck out of Hannah Cifers and choking her fucking brutally. I think this is the first time you've seen her live, right?
Yes. And wow, yeah. Did she deliver? And she made a lot of fans. Twitter was blowing up.
Told you, man. She just has it. She has a weird look. She has such a fan-friendly style. She's just weird, because like I said afterwards, she's intimidating. She's scary as hell, but I don't know if it's intimidating or arousing. She's an interesting character, and she can fight her ass off.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, she had that car accident. She got hit by a car back in like late January. And like months later, she's recovered and she's just a fucking animal. Like, where the hell did she come from? She's only 23 years old still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, poor Hannah. That was tough. I picked Hannah.
Yeah, I know you did, and I know it was kind of I know we're both fans of Hannah here, of Hannah Cifers, but I knew who Agapova was, and I knew that I just felt that this moment wouldn't get to her, and given her skills, and I had totally forgotten that this was at 125, and that Hannah's crazy ass, who should be an atom weight, went to flyweight to fight this gigantic woman. Jesus. Mm-hmm. The balls on that girl, man. But unfortunately, I mean, is it safe to say that this is probably the end of the road for her?
I think so. It's probably best for her to go to Invicta or somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little tough in the UFC right now, and I know they're going to be eager to cut girls. It sucks because I don't think this is a thing like, usually when they cut, they're not UFC caliber. I think she is. She's just in the wrong weight class. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Sohee Ham. Like, clearly that girl's talented. It's not the weight class for her. And just seeing these fights, I know like she's like a top girl and she has her own fight. But like I'd love to see a girl like Cifers like against Alessia Zappitello. Like I'd love to see how that would work out. I know Alessia's very promising, but Cifers has that experience. Like I'd like to see what would win out in a fight like that.
Yeah. But yeah, just her weight alone, like she should just think about. I mean, if they give her, wait, what about the contract situation? Is she still under contract? Or they're just gonna let her go?
Who?
Dana. I mean, even if she's still under contract, they can't just let her go, right? Or they'll just be like, I'll just tear this up.
Who, Cifers?
Yeah. How would they treat this?
Well, they can cut anybody they want at any time.
True.
There's no honoring in that sense. It's just that's totally discretionary.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Uh,
I mean, they'll hold these people,
if
and
they
say,
want to
yeah,
leave, that's
yeah,
different.
yes, exactly. So yeah, I keep
Uh,
forgetting it's a fucking dirty sport.
I keep seeing Masvidal for that shit, but yeah, we'll be talking about that later on too, because this shit doesn't seem to go away, and I think you and I have come to a consensus about this, the business aspect, that it's the ugly truth. And I know once we get around to this, and I will say it again when we get there, it's probably not going to get us fans, but this is the way what we see of how it is. But we will get to that in a couple of minutes. But yeah, Cyphers sucks. Agapova, well, no, I'm sorry. Cyphers doesn't suck. Cyphers doesn't suck. What I meant to say is
You
Cyphers.
asshole!
No. What I meant to say is Cyphers. It sucks for her. Shitty situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Didn't get all the words out correctly.
Edit
And
that.
and Agapova, I don't know. I don't know what will come of her. I mean, impressive performance, a lot of talent at that division, even though people say it's dead because Shevchenko's so good, but it will start to rise. And I think girls like Agapova are the ones that are going to show how good it can be. We have some fights coming up this weekend too that could probably show that too. So we'll see what happens with her. Andre Fili and Jordan. Fili won a split decision. Was that a controversial decision? I mean, it was a split on the cards, but I think it went to the right person, right?
It did, but I thought it would have been like 2-1, right?
I think that's what it was. I think
it was close. Okay, because it was the first round was very close, right?
But Jordan dropped Fili, and I think that
yeah.
won.
And then the takedown, but he barely did anything with it, so it was like late in the round. Yeah, even Jordan was like surprised that he even got one.
Yeah, Jordan's an interesting one, man, because I think he's a really good striker, and he clearly hits hard. But his thing is that he's not mobile. He's not like that's the thing why Fili was winning is he was just light of foot, and he just has a little bit more tricks up his sleeve, a little bit more technical. And Jordan is one of those people I think he's got the natural talent. Is just he's got the gifts, the physical gifts. He just needs to find a way to put it together.
Yeah, it was fun, man, watching them go back and forth, and just exchanging kicks. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, it was like the hardest sparring match you ever see. Like they weren't trying to kill each other, but it was pretty technical. But when they did land, it was like, oof, it hurt.
Yeah, so that was fun. I guess Touchy wants a name now, so I wonder what's going to happen with him next. Who he's going to get.
He wants a name, but he couldn't name one. I did find out, though. I didn't know because I was always interested by his name. I'm like, especially with Alpha Male, they're all like white dudes or the most whitewashed Mexicans you'll ever see. And I was like, I always found it weird. I'm like, where does Fili fit into this? Because he doesn't fight like them. He doesn't look like them. And then he said that he's a part Samoan or is Samoan. I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's just weird because he's not 250 pounds, you know?
Right? He's so skinny.
But you could tell that motherfucker's strong. Well, shit, even Holloway. Yeah. And this is coming from another Hawaiian. And he's like, that motherfucker hits hard.
Yep.
That settles that question that I had, I guess, about his background. But yeah, good fight. The event started with a lot of quick finishes, so people kind of thought it was dying out towards the end. But this was a solid fight. I have no complaints. Next up was the co-main event. Marvin Vettori finished Carl Roberson in the first round after he failed to miss weight by 5 pounds, 6 pounds?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Man, this kid didn't want to fight, huh? He was not in there.
It didn't seem like it. I wonder what was going on with him because the last 2 fights, yeah, he dropped down after he fought Glover, right? He lost to Glover and then he went down in weight. He won one by split and the other by rear naked choke, I believe. And it seemed like he was doing well, at that weight class. But this one, like, the first one got canceled because he couldn't make it. And then here's this one, like, you had all this time to make the weight, but you couldn't do it. I just wonder if it's because of this whole quarantine thing and not being able to get like a full camp.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the only one. I don't know if that's a saving grace or
Yeah.
not. He was the biggest offender as far as the pounds go.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? I mean, when they were originally scheduled to fight, I think that was pre-quarantine, right? I think that was
Was it April?
I think it was March. No, because April we were already on lockdown. I think it was like late February, early March when they were supposed to. I want to say it was maybe even the Adesanya Romero card. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what it was.
Didn't he get canceled 3 times? Oh, 2 times. He had a bout with somebody else scheduled April 18th. Oh, April 25th, and another one May 13th. And then, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Fight. Yes, so this was the third.
So, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there was something going on. Maybe he just can't adapt to the situation. Maybe he just had a way to go about it and he can't do it during quarantine because why does it keep pulling out just in the past 3 months?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how quickly he's going to fight again. Stay there and try again. Because if he goes a light heavyweight, he might have problems again. He's so talented. That's the thing.
Well, that was what, if you've never seen Roberson fight and you saw this fight, you're going to think like, dude, this guy's a can. Like, what the fuck is he even doing in the UFC? Because he showed like nothing. But that is not at all who he is. That's not at all the way he fights usually.
Yeah, I don't get what's going on with him. I mean, everybody reacts different with, what's been going on. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe,
again, like we talked about last week, who were we talking about? The week prior with Woodley, that he just kind of did it for the money. And maybe that's the thing with Roberson. Maybe he's just strapped for cash and decided to take it even though he's probably injured or just isn't been keeping the weight off. Like he just needed a quick payday. Needed a payday because everyone fucking needs it right now.
Yeah, true.
Props to Vettori. He got a bonus for that too, and a lot of satisfaction. I guess he said something in the post-fight interview. I didn't quite catch it, but he made some kind of a comment that was insensitive towards mentally disabled people or something.
Oh shit, I didn't see it.
Something like autistic people or something, or kind of making fun of them or something.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, some people were like, did he kind of? But I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. I was like, okay, whatever. At least he was vague about it. I don't know. Different. I don't know what it's like in Italy. I don't know.
He's one of those again. Like, you're cute, but when you talk,
well,
shut the fuck up.
Well, after he won too, and he was like Hulk, like oh, like it doesn't match what he looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the co-main. The main, Cynthia Calvillo got a pretty clear decision over Jessica Ai. I really should have rewatched this fight, but no one's paying me. So
sorry. Just the way he said it. No,
I really didn't mean that as a joke. It's just like, I know the fight was interesting, but being interesting doesn't mean it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And I know I'm being like a total casual here, folks. If you guys come here for good insight, you guys are in the wrong show, and I don't know what you've been doing here anyway. But I don't know. I guess just, again, the same thing with like when she fought Araujo. I kind of thought I should have rewatched that fight too, because I'm like, oh, that was an interesting little fight there. But I just couldn't be bothered because she just came in so overweight. And this one, I mean, she only missed by a couple ounces, but still, with all the shit she'd been talking, and she just, I don't know what happens next with I don't even know if I care. Calvillo's the interesting one because she did a good job, and obviously this is the first fight in the division. She has a lot of room to grow here, but since she's so brand new, it's kind of who are the next opponents? I mean, people are already talking about her and Shevchenko just because they want anybody be in there, but still, she's supposed to fight JoJo. I don't know who Calvillo fights.
Well, I think from what Calvillo said, it was more than, it was more than that. She lost. She was going to miss it by 5 pounds, supposedly. Because her coach or whoever, Jessica Ai's coach, texted her and said, Calvillo and said, hey, she's going to miss weight by this much. And I could have sworn she said 5 pounds. So she was just like, I think she was cheating. I think that's fucked up. I still have the text and this and that. So, yeah.
I don't get it with I don't like.
I don't either.
Maybe it's just maybe it's just biology, and I don't mean just because she's a woman. Maybe it's just age. Maybe it was easy, and that's what I've heard athletes say. Like, I was cutting weight fine for the past couple of years, the past couple of months, and all of a sudden, like, just was not cooperating anymore.
Well, that's fine. Acknowledge it and fix it, but don't cheat. Don't be an asshole on Twitter or, your social media and talk down to other people. Like, you're doing it too.
Don't block Juice just because he quote tweeted your comment with presented without comment. I took a picture. Right. I took a picture with you, Jessica. I thought we were homies. God damn it.
Right? Like, you talk all that shit and you can't even, it wasn't even like a bad comment that you made.
It
wasn't nothing.
I literally tweeted presented without comment. That is all I tweeted.
Yeah, it was nothing wrong. Like, God, you're a pussy, man. That's why nobody likes you. Nobody cares for you. I really want to see her get beat up by Andre or whoever that's coming up in the ranks, because that's all she is just a stepping stone now.
Oh, jeez, that is KGB. If you're listening, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight at all. I would not mind seeing that fight. Yeah,
she deserves it. She earns it. Like, come on, she earned that fight with Lauren Murphy, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, still 90% of people I've spoken to do not think she lost that fight. So
yeah, and that would have just put her in a good spot. That's where she wanted to be. And no, so let's give Jessica Eye to her. Can we do that, please? Can we petition? Then just retire her. Bye, Jessica. We're done with you. It's so sad because she's not a bad-looking girl, She looks like she would be cool to hang out with, but like as soon as she starts like just going and talking, it's like, oh God, can you shut up? Why are you like this?
Yeah, she's not someone you want to go deep with. I'll say that.
No, so. But sorry, back to Calvillo because this is her moment. I'm so glad she won. I'm excited for her, but I hate where she is now positioned at. Like, she finally came back after a year. Yeah, she beat Jessica Eye, and now she's ranked number 2. She has a win over Joanne Calderwood. Oh, what's next? Yeah, it's like, could we have given her another fight, or before we moved her up in the ranks? I mean, I know she has a fight. She won the fight against Joanne Calderwood, but I mean, that was in a different weight class. Like, what are we doing with her? Don't do this to her right now.
Okay, I think there's 3 options or 2, depending on the way you look at it. I think the 2 most sensible options is the winner of Modafferi and Murphy, which is happening this weekend, or, and this is the real weird one, but again, since we kind of have to test her out, it just sucks given her history. The only other one I could think of is Jennifer Maia.
I know
because you can make an argument, especially if Roxy wins. If she beats Murphy, she should most likely get the next title shot after JoJo. But, obviously her and Murphy would be a decent fight, especially given the controversy with the Lee fight. Maia would be a good fight because it's like, okay, let's see where you're really, really at, but she can't make weight either. So it's like, but then again, maybe it's a thing that doesn't matter because it's like, okay, well, she already beat I, who was overweight, but that's not a fair position to put her in as well.
It's not. And against I was a bantamweight, so we really can't make that comparison either. Because Calvillo looked a little tiny.
Well, I was, for the most of her career, was a flyweight. She got into bantamweight when she joined the UFC, but yeah, this was always, according to her better weight class. I don't know if you can still make that argument, but
no, she's older now.
Yep.
Fucking goddamn it. Anyways, yeah, it would be going backwards. The only thing I could think of before you give her to Valentina would be Caitlin Chookagian. It would be her.
Right. Wow. And had almost forgot about her. Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, she can make the weight. Yes.
Style matchup as well. Yep.
Yep.
I'm down for that. I think you took it. I think that's the one. I think that's the one.
Might be too soon, but yeah, she's motivated, so.
Yeah, but speaking of female flyweights, that's actually a good segue into our next segment. So that's it for the rewind. We're gonna get into the preview of the UFC Vegas 3 card. And first up, Roxanne Modafferi will be fighting Lauren Murphy in one of the first prelim bouts. Man, first of all, this whole card is basically dynamite, but this one is probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. And do we have to say anything technical here aside from just go Team Roxy?
I know. I was gonna mark out with every card or every fight we talk about, because this is just a fun card.
This one in particular, though, like, I mean, we have an axe to grind with Lauren Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Not her fault, but still,
Yeah.
she didn't deserve that last win. And then Roxy's just, she is bae. She is a podcast bae.
Yep. She's been going at it hard, and she looks so ripped. Have you seen one of her latest photos?
Roxy?
Yes. She looks shredded. She looks
Roxy,
mean as fuck.
Roxy and ripped are two words I never thought would be put in a sentence together. Not to insult her or nothing. I just have never thought of her as a physical fighter, even though I know she's strong and she's gotten better. I was like, I can never see Roxy with like a 6-pack or like some big ass thighs or nothing. I mean, I know she's not like all gigantic or nothing right now, but no, I haven't seen that at all.
She flexed, like she has her like, you know, guns out and everything. I'm like, holy shit. They got some fucking muscles there. Like, she's been working out hard outside. Like all those, you know, training videos she was posting, like in the Vegas sun.
And at her age too. I mean, it's not just her age, her mileage. She's had how many goddamn fights, and now she's doing this. God, she's a samurai, man. She really is.
She's what, 37, and then Lauren's 36, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Team Roxy. Sorry, Lauren.
Same. Yeah, I got nothing else to say there. Spoke about Juice earlier, the other Juice, and he's the biggest Roxanne Modafferi fan in the world, so I know he's going to be down with that too. So shout outs to him too. But another female fight, Courtney Casey taking on Jillian Robertson. Courtney Casey looked so damn good in her last fight. I like Jillian Robertson, but I don't know. This just seems like one of those fights that it's Courtney's to take.
Yeah, they're pretty even for me. I had a tough time too, but just her resume, you know, Courtney Casey's resume, I was thinking about just picking her. Because I'm not sure about Jillian, man. She's like, she could be on and then she could be like off. Like completely off.
Who did Courtney Casey be last? Because I know I was talking about her. It was a black belt. It was
a Barella?
Barella, that's right. Yes, the nasty armbar. I was like, I know she finished her, but yeah, good. I think this will work out in Courtney's favor too. I think she's good with momentum. I think once she starts taking time off, maybe it's a mental thing with her. Her head's like not in the game fully like that. But if you just keep her going, I think she's dangerous.
Yeah, and then Jillian got beat up by Macy Barber, remember, in the first round?
I know.
Took her out, girl. Took that girl out.
I knew that was going to happen, though, so I wasn't that upset by it, but yeah.
I didn't think it would be that fast.
It's okay. Barber got it via Roxy. So, man, this fucking bullshit. I just thought about that. Roxy just beat Macy Barber, who everyone thought was the fucking messiah, and she's like one of the first fights in the prelims. This is bullshit, man. I know it's a quarantine and you can do so much, but and then Murphy too. Say what you want about her beating KGB or not. That's she's high up there, and put her on the goddamn prelims, man. Shame.
Well, maybe they need her to like kick it off. You know.
Then again, and to be fair, you know what? I will say this: this is such a fire card. I mean, everyone can be on the main card somewhere here because these are all really good fighters and really fantastic fights. So I'll let it go this time. But next up, and moving on to another female fight, got another one to go after this too. A lot of good stuff here. But Tisha Torres is taking on Brianna Van Buren, and this is a fight we talked about when it was announced. This is a fight we talked about a lot off the scene, off air, and I think I'm in the same opinion that I was when it first announced. And Tisha's in fucking trouble.
Yeah, this sucks, man. Because if Brianna can do it, this is gonna be her 5th loss for Tisha.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's tough, man. And Brianna, she's been out for a while because she was nursing her injury.
Was it the hand? I know she had a hand.
Yeah.
Is that what it's been?
Yeah, I think that's what it was because it was bothering her for a while. And then now she's like, yeah, she got a fight lined up. So I can't wait to see this, but it sucks though. Because I like them both. But I go with my girl Brianna. I mean, she represents NorCal. So
in my heart of hearts, I think it will be competitive because Van Buren is so young, but because of that, because of her athleticism, her strength, if she's still staying with it, her devotion to the game, if she improves, man, she might just finish Torres early as well. So I think it could be a tight fight, a close fight, if that's what my heart's telling me. But I would not be surprised if Van Buren just bull rushes through her. Yeah. Pun slightly intended.
Mini DC. Somebody said that her gas tank sucks. She gasses out. When I watched that Phoenix series, it didn't seem like it at all.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, I don't know. Maybe they watched one fight early in her career, but that's not what I've seen.
No, right? And she took on a vet, Juliana Lima.
And then what was her first fight her first fight in the UFC, wasn't it? Hinata Souza?
Yes.
Who's no fucking joke. I don't think people in the UFC know how dangerous she is. And it is not easy to look good against her. And she made it look fucking easy. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm like, you're probably casual. And a hater.
Yeah, so Team Van Buren all the way here too. Next fight, Clay Guida going to take on Bobby Green. Man, this is one of those fights that I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to play out, but it's going to be entertaining whatever way it does.
Wow, what a huge step up for Green.
Well, Green's a weird one because Green fought Josh Thompson back when Josh Thompson was good. Bobby Green was a top 10 contender a few years ago. And then he fell off the face of the earth for like 2 years. I don't know what happened to him. And people kind of forgot about him. And then he got knocked out by Poirier and had a few other losses here and there. And he just hasn't really recovered as of yet. But he was like a top guy. People were talking about him being a possible title contender soon.
Yeah, but he had trouble with all the top guys, right?
Well, eventually, like I said, he beat Josh Thompson. It was a close decision, but it was like not a lot of people expected him to beat him.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like Clay surprises me too. Like he's so hard to put away.
Yeah, still. But then again, he was submitted by Jim Miller in his last fight, and he was rocked by Jim Miller punch, I believe, and submitted thereafter. But that happens with Greed all the time, where he gets rocked and he gets submitted. That's a kind of a thing that happens with him too. He doesn't really go out, but he does get submitted.
Yeah, and then that's Jim Miller too, though. Clay. Goodness. What year is it? He's 38. God, he looks so much older.
Well, I mean, he's caveman. Cavemen don't age. They just look 60 since the minute they're born, and that's how they die, and that's that.
I'm going to go with Green, man.
Really?
I want to go with Green. Yeah, I don't know about Clay anymore. Yeah, especially with that Miller fight. I'm like,
I'm going to go with Guida then, because he's always kind of been like up and down, and he lost his last fight, so maybe he's due for a win. So I'm going to go with that. And I don't know, Green he can fall asleep at the wheel sometimes, and I think that's still kind of, even at his age, with all this mileage, I think it's still kind of dangerous to take your foot off the gas with Clay Guida. You can't be too comfortable in there, so I think Clay takes it. And you were just speaking of Jim Miller. He's on this card too, and man, this is we talked about it just a few weeks ago too. Right off the bat, Roosevelt Roberts, off his win of Brock Weaver, getting a pretty big name, one of the most respected names in the division, in Jim Miller. Oof.
That's another one. Yeah.
I mean, I think I just kind of got to go with what I said, a week or two ago. That I mean, I can see Jim Miller winning. I could. He's a vet. I can never count him out, but
Yeah.
I think Roberts has it right now.
Yeah. I feel the same.
And again, all these quick turnarounds, especially in the Brock Weaver fight, he took like next to no damage. It was a third round finish. Put a lot of work in, but he didn't take a lot of damage. And
Yeah.
Miller hasn't fought in a while, which isn't necessarily bad at his age. I don't know if he's still fighting with that Lyme disease stuff. Who knows what's up with him, but a healthy Jim Miller is dangerous, and you got to take that into consideration. But I still think Roberts takes it.
Yeah, I think so. There's like a 10-year age difference here. Crazy, man.
And Roberts is a big dude too. I think people forget how what a big guy he is. You know, he's kind of skinny, so I don't think people think much of him. But you could tell that dude's strong as hell, man. Yeah, so I think Roberts takes it probably like a unanimous decision or something. Next up, that was the opening of the main card. In case I didn't mention that, was the opening of the main card, and one of the following fights, Lyman Good going to take on Bilal Muhammad. Interesting. It's kind of funny with these two guys. It's kind of interesting that they haven't fought before. It's a really good fight. But another interesting thing is that they've kind of had their own little backstories right now as of late during these times. Lyman Good was one of the few UFC fighters that we know of that tested positive for COVID. So he's had to battle with that. And then Bilal Muhammad, his father's cell phone shop was looted in Chicago during the riots a few weeks ago. And his dad had a great outlook on it, and he didn't seem to mind it. But just aside from how good the fight is, it's just one of those things. Got to wonder where they're mentally at, you know?
Yeah. Muhammad usually has like a strong meme game, but yeah, it's been like serious. It's understandable, you know?
He's Palestinian, man. He knows a crisis when he sees one.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Like, wonder where, his mindset is at. But since he follows me, I'm gonna have to just pick him.
Bilal Muhammad follows you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. I'll go with Lyman Good then. I like them both, and Muhammad's so fucking tough, but I don't know. I just have a feeling. It's really based on nothing else off than just the feeling, because I think Muhammad is probably the favorite here. He should probably be the favorite, but Good looked fucking fantastic in his last fight, and maybe he's carrying that over, even though he got COVID in the meantime. Maybe this will be a thing, especially we'll see. We'll see how honest he is about shit. If hopefully he's recovered. Hopefully it wasn't that bad of a case. But we're gonna find out. This is one of the few fighters who we know for a fact has tested positive. Let's see how his body's recovered through this.
Yeah.
And if I was the Nevada State Athletic Commission, you got to keep a close eye on him. Not because I think he's gonna reinfect people or something, but
just never know. We don't know, right? Yep. We don't know with this, so.
Get a good second, third opinion on those physicals and all the shit that you should be doing. Although some tweets have come out this week that they're probably not doing shit. So please, for fuck's sake, do your job. Please. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen those, but yeah, that's some word going around right now. But
scary. Okay. Well, Muhammad, good. Stay safe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. No. It's scary.
Like I said, I'm not worried for anyone aside from Good, and that's only because of the unknown. I'm not worried about anyone getting sick, really. It's just
know.
Exactly that. Next up, Raquel Pennington is gonna fight Marion Renault. I like Rocky. I do. Shit. Irene Aldana, I mean, that's been like her sole loss in a few years in the UFC was to Rocky, and Rocky made it, she looked real good in that. I don't know, though. Maybe it's just always because I'm so scared of Marion. Marion Renault scares the fuck out of me. And Pennington's a tough-ass chick, too. But, nah, I think I got to go Renault here. He's just...
Same.
It's hard to counter out for some reason. Even though I know Pennington's badass woman, I think Renault has it for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna open up with the same. Like, I like Rocky. I love her, but man, just the way like Marion beat up Yana. Yeah, she still got it, man.
You see that they're gonna move here to the States finally together, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing that came up before we started the show.
Sorry, Mr. Santos. I won't talk shit about your girl no more.
If I see him, I'm gonna tell him, man.
God damn it. That should be nice. That should be nice. Diesel Diva is close with him too. So.
Oh yeah. Shout out to her too. She gave me a follow the other day. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome. She's been on Twitter lately, so good.
Cool lady. Very cool lady. One thing too, I think the thing that always sticks out with Renault, I think the reason I always kind of be a little bit of a mark for her, and I know this was at bantamweight, I know this wasn't exactly her weight class, but when she fought Jessica Andrade, that was one of the fights that surprised me most, because Jessica Andrade was still pretty scary even at that weight, and she fucking marauded Marion. She just bull rushed, just wailing as she does, and she took it and she got dropped. But when she got dropped, she went for a triangle and submitted her like within a minute. And just she was totally cool about it. It wasn't like she freaked out and just turtled up and eventually just got lucky. Like, nah, she fell, gathered her wits, put her in a full guard, and ended up submitting her like beautifully, like just like that. I think after that, I was like, man, this chick is fearless. Can't fuck with people like that.
Teach her too, and she has been able to teach. In a normal setting, she has that chip on her shoulders, and I bet all that pent up energy too.
As I've always said, she's the world's scariest mom, and if I was her son, I know I'd be acting like a good boy here. Like, fuck, mom's around everywhere. I can't do shit.
Right?
Mom's gonna fuck me up.
She's so tough. I love her. I think she still comes up here from time to time and trains at MMA Gold with Aspen.
Well, she's from Visalia, right?
Yeah,
it was down there, but I know it's not
2 or 3 hour drive. 3 hours drive. Yeah, 3 hour drive or something.
The midpoint between you and I. Co-main event: Josh Emmett is going to be fighting Shane Burgos. Oof, no idea how this fight will turn out, but I'm like almost confident it's going to be in a finish.
Right, it's brawl of the night, not fight of the night. Brawl of the night, I believe. I'm not sure about this either, and I should go with Emmett because he's up here in NorCal. But I'm not sure. Like, Shane Burgos looked pretty damn good in his past few fights.
Yeah, I'm more with Burgos here. I think he is the more skilled fighter. He's fast, he's technical, he's got some power. I think it really Emmett just kind of has the puncher's chance, but he always finds a way to land the fucking hand, and that's what worries me. It's like Burgos could be winning every round, and if he doesn't mind his P's and Q's in the last minute, you can get knocked the fuck out like Michael Johnson did. So I'm gonna go with Burgos, but my gut's kind of telling me too, don't bet the house on him because Emmett likes to fuck shit up.
Yeah, I'll go with Emmett then. Just his resume, and I still can't believe he got brutally knocked out by Jeremy Stevens, and he's just out here. He's back again, just knocking people out.
Took a year off after that too, huh?
Yeah, it was horrible for him, and yeah, he's good.
The living zombie, Josh Emmett. Props to you, man.
He kind of looks like one too.
Yeah, I've mentioned that before. It just came to my mind again for some reason. Like, yeah, I forgot. Dude looks like a zombie. A smiling zombie.
Oh, creepy.
A little bit. Cool tattoos, though.
Yeah.
Main event, Curtis Blaydes is fighting Alexander Volkov. Oof. Blaydes has to be the favorite here, right?
I think so.
Volkov's so dangerous, though.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know, though. Should we make a big deal about the fact that he couldn't do much to Greg Hardy? I mean, obviously he won, but...
Such an odd fight.
I know. And it's like, it's also one of those things, like, you can't really put too much blame on him, too, because it's like, say what you want about Greg Hardy, it was a last-minute opponent. That's not exactly, like, even if he is below your caliber, it's not exactly easy to just finish a dude when you weren't preparing for him.
Not preparing for him, and then just not wanting to take that chance, right? Potentially taking a loss to Greg Hardy. So odd. Such an odd fight. Man, I'm going to mark out. I'm going to go Curtis Blaydes. I mean, I think the only person that he cannot get past at this point it's Francis. That's it.
He did look pretty spectacular against Dos Santos, and You might be right. You might be right. And it sucks because he's still a better fighter than Ngannou. His skill set is so much better, but he goes world stars on fools and you can't stop it. So what the fuck? It's like, does anyone have any doubt that Ernesto Hoost is a better kickboxer than Bob Sapp? No. But Bob Sapp fucking beat him twice. So end of story.
Yeah.
Damn it. Those two fights are the saddest yet the funniest things I've ever seen in my life as far as combat sports goes, because it was one of those things like, this doesn't make sense, this isn't right, but that's what happened.
This don't either. It's not right. Francis, what the hell?
Yeah. Hey.
Oh my God.
When you have a gift from God, you better use it, right?
Right. And then hopefully, I don't know, is he gonna get a title shot after the DC and Stipe fight?
You mean if Blaydes wins here?
Well, no. Like, wouldn't Francis be next?
Or just have him fight again?
Poor guy.
I'm sorry, Blaydes. That's just, oh shit, man. Things are so fucked up right now too. Who the hell knows? Maybe that is in the cards.
Yeah, that's so crazy because I mean they held up the belt this long, and then now, you know, there's a couple fighters that are in limbo right now, and then they gotta wait again.
You know, at least Blaydes earned his spot here. He doesn't, you know, he's got a bit of his chip on his shoulder. Maybe that's what'll help him here. He doesn't have to, you know, as long as he doesn't focus too much on the women on IG, the female fighters on IG.
Was he still talking about that again?
He had to defend himself about that, which I don't know if it was brought up or he just decided to say something, but it's like, I don't get what's so controversial about it. I mean, I understand he comes off like a curmudgeon, but hey, man, this guy's super skilled. He's super fun, I think, but some people just think kind of like a boring wrestler and they don't want to fuck with him too much, but they'll fuck with some of these girls just because they're hot. So I understand where he's coming from. He's got nothing but his hands and his work to make his living. But at the same time, women have things that we don't, and they deserve to make a living too. And if they want to flaunt them, fuck it, go ahead, man. Best believe if guys could get money for flaunting their bodies, they would. Well, I guess some do, but that's a whole other subject.
How about OnlyFans account for your Blaydes? You take pictures of your feet.
Hey, only I take pictures of my feet.
That's so funny.
Only have one foot. No one's gonna look at my right foot. Like, y'all ain't ready for that.
I was like, the top of it was shaved. I'm like, God damn it, just shave the whole fucking thing.
I did not shave it. That's just how my feet are.
Are you serious, man?
Yes.
It looks like it's got little stubbies or something, stubbles on the top of your foot. That's why I was like, shave it, man.
That's
Sorry.
Just how it is. Nope. That's just how it is.
Huh.
I have weird feet.
It's all bare or something, like, because it always rubs on your shoe or something, the top.
Probably. Yeah, and I decided to tattoo a martini glass on there. So yeah. Yep, that's me. That's why you guys think of how much, you know, why I talk so much shit and why I have no shame. Just look at me, man. Look at the choices I've made. I don't fuck, man.
Hella funny. Why did you get that martini tattoo?
Okay,
again?
so it's my way to represent, basically. My city, town, whatever you want to call it, because I'm not from LA proper, is known for olives. Everything around here is like Olive View, Olive Vista. There's some kind of olives in everything. I guess that was like a big thing like 100 years ago here. So that was my way to represent my hometown with the olive. So the only thing I can think of are olives or martinis. I like martinis. Ironically enough, though, I do not have martinis with olives. I get it with lemon. So at the end, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I like martinis, don't like olives, but olives the way to represent my city. So that's why I did it.
Interesting story. Lemon with martini?
Lemon peel.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a big drinker, so.
Yeah, it is a thing that they do. I consider myself such a classic drinker, yet I get upset if they ask vodka or gin. It's like, you know this comes with gin. Don't give me this shit. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. That's why James Bond can suck my dick. He doesn't know shit about drinking. You do not shake it. It is not shaken. And it is not with vodka. It is with gin, and it is stirred, you fucking blasphemer.
Oh my
God.
I just learned something.
Yes, I'm here anytime, folks. To just finish with that segment. So we both got Blaydes here, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna mark out.
Okay. Me too. Duly noted. So going on from the preview, we're gonna jump into headlines now. So the UFC article came out. John S. Nash of Bloody Elbow wrote this article about how the UFC has added. Jesus, I don't think I wrote down how much it was. What was it? A couple million, 100 million, something.
Yeah, 150 million.
100, there you go, $150 million to their revolving line of credit. So they're taking on debt to cover expenses, basically.
Yeah.
And it was one of the weirdest articles I've read in a while because I don't know shit about the stock market. I don't know shit about finance. I'm really just trying to learn this shit as I go for personal reasons because I'm just trying to, quite honestly, survive in these times, and I want to know what the fuck's going on around me. So it grabbed my interest, and I kind of knew some of the terms that were going on. I went over it with my girlfriend, who is way more qualified than me to understand some of this stuff. And the way that we interpreted it is that this article ends with saying that money can be paid out to fighters still, even with all this debt, because the interest rates aren't high. And basically kind of saying that if it wasn't for all the money they were giving to their investors, Endeavor and the like, they can give out money to the fighters. But payments had already been made to investors, large payments since January, pre-pandemic. And this is kind of what they're using that money for, is to cover their costs. It shows too that the UFC has been making money even with the pandemic because of their streaming services, TV deals, all that. They're still getting paid off that. And it seems like they're not going to suffer too bad at the end of it. But I don't understand what the point of it really is if they're still beholden to Endeavor and they're putting all their eggs in the UFC basket, and even if they have to take debt out. And just to give a little bit of a clarity, the number that kept sticking out to me was they were talking about leverage, and their leverage is at 6-1. And for those that don't know, leverage is debt to equity ratio, debt to liquidity ratio. So basically their debt is 6 times the amount of cash that they have at hand. And apparently that's not too uncommon in big corporations, but I don't know how you can have that amount of debt and still say something that fighters can get paid more, even with all these factors revolving around it.
Right? I mean, the pandemic, not being able to have attendance and, sell extra merch at these events and so many other factors. I mean, and then at the same time, they're not even cutting anybody, right? Headcount, like employee wise, that work directly under Dana and Zuffa, because it's still Zuffa, right? They're still using that name, right?
I think they are using the name, but it's weird because that was the Fertitas deal, right? But they're out, so I don't know if they just gave up the name once they actually cashed out, but yeah, I mean, it's still all Endeavor. They're still the ones with all the money.
Yeah, so there's no cutting of headcount. There's no, cutting their pay at all. So I wonder how many people are still in position from the Fertitta era that is making, I don't know how much they're making actually, but I wonder how much money they're making, because they're not taking a pay cut either, right? They're not getting any losses from it. There's no pay cut, nothing like that. Oh, and then they also have this Fight Island that they're looking at paying for.
Fight Island is the weirdest one because I've heard people say, and this wouldn't be totally out of the question in most circumstances, but saying that the sheiks and the royalty and the UAE is just handing this over to the UFC. They do love MMA there, and I could see them doing it for tourist reasons. But we're in a goddamn fucking pandemic, and I've seen numbers of how hard Dubai's been hit by this shit, and within 6 months, they can just totally go to shit. And especially if a second wave hits, they're fucking toast. Granted, that's one city in the UAE, but it is the biggest one. It's way bigger than Abu Dhabi. So I don't know how eager they are to spend money like that. So I'm gonna assume the UFC is putting up the money for this. And how much it costs, who the fuck knows? Because this is the thing. It can, whatever it may cost to do the infrastructure, which we don't know exactly where that labor is coming from, but it may not be from good sources. Aside from all that, just logistics, just getting the fighters over here. Like, I don't know if they're still paying for flights, all this shit. It's like, it's not just going to be, oh, we paid for Fight Island, now we can do whatever we want. Like, there's still expenses to be done in the near future, and it should be costly because this isn't in the States and this isn't in the Apex where basically no money is wasted.
Right. Oh, there's also people to pay that do the COVID testing that they didn't have before either. So that they have that added cost, the doctors and nurses and the testing and whoever does the research on results or whatever, they got that to worry about. Oh, and then they might have to go out there and do that as well. What money do they really have?
And you think that they're going to actually adhere to proper protocol in a foreign country with COVID? Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know. Maybe the UAE doesn't fuck around like that, but I'm willing to bet they probably don't care too much. They probably don't care even as much as Nevada does, and there's things to insinuate that they probably haven't been taking too much haven't been keeping such a close eye on this anyway. No. So that's a whole other issue, but yeah, exactly. How much money do they have? They're making money. There's no doubt about that. They're making money, but before taxes and depreciation and amortization, I mean, that's a big number too, because we don't know. We have numbers, but that doesn't mean that it's enough to go around. Like they can really be in trouble. Like this is not a good scenario for them. It's not the worst scenario for them, but it's not a good scenario for them. But I did find it just peculiar that it was ended by, oh yeah, the fighters can still get paid more.
Right. I did see that too. I'm like, But there's all these other factors that wasn't added in.
Exactly. That is exactly what my girlfriend told me. And that is exactly what I presumed when I first read it. I'm like, this doesn't seem to be fitting here. And she basically confirmed to me of all the things that they had, she had ascertained from that article and several articles going like, yeah, this is not a good situation and this isn't ideal. And to ask for more money to get shelled out during this times is not wise at all, regardless of who it is.
Right. And it's not like they're not getting paid that bad right now. Like these paychecks are pretty decent. I don't know if you saw all the numbers from Saturday's fight, but they're pretty decent considering they're in a smaller cage. They're in a smaller place. There's no audience, none of that.
I mean, I think the Apex is perfect because, okay, there's no gate. Obviously, there's a loss of revenue there, but the overhead in there, it's like, it's your building. It's your employees. You're not really paying for much, So it's like, of course, there's still going to be a loss, but I think it's minimal. I think that's the best way to minimize it is to have it there. I still don't, I just don't get why he went forward with Fight Island. I don't know if it was just a thing of like, I fucking stepped in it because I already talked about it, so now I have to do something about it. It could be just as simple as that because financially, this makes no sense.
Well, he did say that he needed to do Fight Island because he didn't want to exhaust all his fighters that are in the States. And
that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, and he has to do 42 fights. Well, now where are we at? 39 or something? Ever since it all started. But yeah, he has to fulfill this contract. So some guys aren't ready to go. They don't want to. They can't. They have families. They're concerned. Yeah, that's what he said eventually. Like, yeah. I can't, I have to keep this afloat and I got to get my international fighters, to take care of this contract too. So
we will see when July 11th rolls around what this looks like, because to think that all the fighters are going to make it there safely and without problem, Jesus.
Yeah. And he also said, like, I have to offer these guys so many fights per year. I have to do my part too. So that's a lot of money to do all this in a different country, but what can you do? I don't know if they're going to be around much longer. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be a good situation after all of this is said and done. They were paying out so much to these actors and actresses, right?
And that's the thing. They fucking want their money because they don't have any work right now. I mean, granted, they're millionaires and they're not hurting, but to think that they don't want some kind of payment while this shit's going on is crazy.
Right?
We're kind of going to cut it here because I think there's so many ways to go about this. I'll just leave this here and we're going to talk about one right now. All the stuff about fighter pay and all that, there's so many things to go around there, and we'll probably talk about this in detail in another episode regarding maybe just this and social issues. But best believe they are tied. Any problems that you may have with the UFC and fighter pay and all that is just in a small scale of what's going on in the country and kind of the world as far as economics go. So we're going to dive deeper into this probably sometime in the future, but this is what we've gained as of right now. Maybe I'll learn a little bit more about this and maybe the more numbers will come out and we can get to something more concrete, but This is what Rena and I have been seeing just based on these numbers and projections and all that. We'll see what happens here. Another financial news. ONE has gotten an increase of $70 million by some institutional investors in Singapore, I assume, and they've cut 20% of their workforce. So ONE has not been doing good for fucking ever, and now they seem to really be in the shit. This seems to be like the last straw to me. What do I know? They can find their way out of this somehow, I guess, but I don't see it.
They have that much headcount? 200 to 500 employees?
I don't know, because they talk about how they're the biggest promotion in the galaxy, but I know there's a lot of people in Asia and shit, but I mean, I don't know what their television rights are like. I know their events aren't as packed as they like to say they are. And then there's that issue too of Cosmo Alexander. I don't know if you saw him saying that he hasn't even been offered a fight since he knocked out Sage.
Oh.
Yeah, he was talking about, he basically called him out. I said all this honoring martial artists bullshit and paying respect, like they haven't even offered me another fight, and I just knocked out one of the most promising stars in MMA.
Oh my god, they don't want to pay him, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like, do you think that they saw their investment go to shit because of Sage, or really they just don't want to be offering too many fights because there's only so many fighters they can pay?
That's so odd to me, man. Just the way they do business. Like, you really have that many employees? You don't put on fights every week.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you said it right, with the UFC, they have what, like 200, 250 employees, and that's kind of been where they've been at for like a couple of years. Like, I think like 5, 8, 9 years they've had that many people. And that's with the PI here, and then I think the 250 is even including parts like China and Latin America and stuff where they're trying to develop too.
Yeah, so odd. I don't get it. When you have Yakuzas in the background, it's just... Oh, sorry.
Just because you cut off my toes, Rain, doesn't mean I want to lose weight too.
Shady. I guess they're trying to put fights together at the end of this month.
I'll give them credit. They stopped in this different part of the world, and then it was getting hit hard. They stopped very early on once the pandemic hit, but like everyone else, they're scrambling to find money and scrambling to get to work, and something needs to be done. They got this money. We'll see where it goes, but I think they're just trying to keep their neck above water, because I don't know how they actually get out of the pool at this point. So enjoy one while it lasts, and if you have some fun fights and fun fighters, I will be keeping an eye out now, because who knows?
Yeah, because I think one of the fights that they're trying to do is in Shanghai, and I thought they were having an outbreak again. Is it Shanghai that's having an outbreak?
Beijing.
Oh, never mind. But still, that's still like scary.
Yeah, I don't think they're going near China. I don't think anyone is right now. At least no one should. So that does it for the finance section. This is basically just a shitty situation with fighters right now. And I guess the best way to start is with Joe Silva's lame ass. So I guess it started trending this week on Twitter, #Joe Silva stories. And fighters were just going in, big and small, current and former, about what an asshole former UFC matchmaker Joe Silva is. It's like heartbreaking and kind of hilarious at the same time, because it's just so asinine that a guy as fucking just a nerd. I mean, I don't give a shit if people are nerds or not. I'm not trying to be like a fucking bro about it, but just a guy who is just a giant fan of fighting, and he's just a nerd about fights, thought he had power, and eventually did have power over these trained killers. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, right? Like, he was an internet troll, basically, on SureDog forums, and he got hired on to be a matchmaker. So can you imagine, like, one of the worst internet trolls you've encountered? Somebody like that has all this power? Treat everybody like shit? I mean, the stories I read, I'm like, holy shit, especially Eddie's.
Yeah, he was so degrading. He was so disrespectful. It was not a thing of like insulting their character, but just as far as their profession, it was just like basically like, fuck, you ain't shit.
Yeah, he did it in front of like all these other people too at the restaurant table, right?
Mm-hmm. So Eddie Alvarez's story, I think that was the most well-known. Yeah, he basically said that, he was at a restaurant and he saw Joe and actually told him, hey, I hope, this is after he beat Showtime, which was a big fight at the time, I hope I'm next for the title. And he said, like, as long as I'm around, you will never get a title shot if you keep fighting like that. Like, one of his biggest wins, thought he was a shoo-in, and he basically told him, fuck you. And think he said that the only reason he got the shot is because Dana kind of usurped him. That's why he ended up fighting Dos Anjos, and then that was the fight that damn near killed Joey Diaz, if y'all don't remember.
That's right, huh?
Kids, Philadelphia, you dumb motherfuckers. One of the greatest quotes in history ever of all time. But anyway, that led to that great moment. But yeah, I guess if Joe Silva had his way, that would have never happened.
That small man complex. He was only like 5'1" or something, right?
Yep.
That small man complex, man. Like, God.
She get Hannah Cyphers to beat the shit out of him. You know she could.
Nobody said shit, and they still took it, right? I mean, that's what bothers me too.
Well, but what can you do,
had
though?
that they had to like take this shit from this little man, and all they were doing was just being polite and put a good word in for themselves, like, you know, say hello and be kind to this person, and he's just being an asshole.
Yep.
Can we cancel him?
Oh, he's living comfortably. Actually, I don't know what he does for work now. I know he has nothing to do with the UFC, but what the hell does he do?
Is he back on Sherdog again?
Maybe he's MMA baller. Maybe that's what he's about last time too.
Might be, huh? Might be like trolling everybody.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Huh? He jacks off to Connor pictures all the time, and
or maybe he's just studying asses like Coach Kavanaugh does.
Oh my God!
Did you see this?
Wait, is this the one that Ashley kind of commented on too?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. Coach Kavanaugh said something to the effect that he looks at a fighter's ass first because that's where he can see if they're actually what kind of athlete they are, that they have power and they have durability. And then he looks at everything else first. It was so fucking odd.
Excuse me, sir. Asian people got flat asses, okay? So are you trying to say that we don't work hard, or?
Apparently you got no chin and you're going to get knocked out real quick or something. I don't know. Jesus.
Rude.
And then Wiley Zhang comes in and yeah.
She's a unicorn. She has a booty. That's different.
Well, the way she's jumping rope, man. Shout outs to Wiley. As someone who's just recently taken up jumping rope, there's that video of her doing double unders like a motherfucker. Jesus Christ, she's a machine. She is one scary ass woman. But I'm super jealous. I will get there, Wiley. I hope to get there one day. Moving on, a few more headlines to get into the spirit of things with how things have been socially. Someone said a story about how Kevin Randleman, rest in peace, Kevin Randleman, had a gun put in his mouth by an Ohio cop back in the day. This is, I guess, to go in similarly to the Joe Silva stories. Like, I don't know who this cop was. I don't know if he was black, white, large, small, or I don't know. But the fact to think, whatever he may have done, to think that he could do that to Kevin Randleman, like, even with a gun, Jesus Christ, that man is insane. And clearly a fucking evil, racist piece of shit. But, oof, that was some hard shit to read.
Yeah. And I guess he got put in jail for, like, a bar fight broke out, and he got maced in the face or something, and then he was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on. He accidentally hit a cop, and he got put in jail.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so he went through some shit, man.
I think it's shit like that, too, why I've always never been the one to like, go out much, be in those situations, because you never know. Not saying that this was right and that he put himself in that situation, but yeah, shit gets hectic. You don't get the fuck out of Dodge. You end up in some crazy fucked up shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, so, yeah. Didn't feel good reading that.
Didn't feel good, but you know what? I think it was important that anyone spoke up because it's like, I know some people would probably be like, you probably shouldn't say that. The man's dead. He can't corroborate. He can't defend himself. But it's like, look, man, Kevin Randleman was known far and wide in MMA for being one of the scariest dudes on the planet. And shit, even if you didn't know shit about MMA, if you saw this guy, you should be scared. But there was just some cop out there that thought, let me get power over this dude and stuck a gun in his mouth. Fucking sick, man.
Very sick.
And the last bit of headlines, Amanda Nunes is contemplating retirement, saying that she doesn't really have much to prove, which I think I side with her. I don't see much of an argument to the contrary. And some stuff got leaked out that I guess Dana White wants to kill her because she's abandoning the division that they were building up for her.
I don't know what to say. Like I said all my shit off air. I can't believe this asshole, man.
I started laughing when I read it, not because it's funny. It's one of those things like, you fucking reprehensible piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where do you get the balls, sir? Where do you get the fucking balls?
I mean, she doesn't need the money. She's happy, right? She made enough. She's not the type to just go and just blow it all off or whatever. Her and Nina are doing great. They're going to have a baby soon. Why wouldn't she think about retiring so she can spend time with her baby and her wife, right? Spend time with the family. If she has that opportunity, why wouldn't she take it? Anybody would. So for him to be like, oh, well, we were going to build a division around her now. Oh, I'm going to kill her if she leaves. Are you fucking kidding me? You could have did that a while back. You could have marketed her like 3 fights back. But no, you chose not to do it.
I mean, you could have marketed her when she beat Misha as the first openly gay fighter to be a champion, and when she beat the fucking shit out of Ronda and could have become the next big star, but no.
Yeah. Now you really need her, huh? You should have treated her better. And then maybe she would have stuck around, right? If you would have treated her better and say, okay. But now she's like, no, why should I?
There's fighters, like, I've always seen this debate from when he first kind of started coming up on scene, even till now that he's the biggest star in the sport. A lot of people talk about like Conor and, I guess Ronda to an extent back when, but a lot of people talk about Conor, about how much he should owe to the UFC because they made him a star. And the thing is, whether you agree with that or not, I think there's a debate to be had there. Like, okay, they did help him. The question of how much, that's up for debate. Amanda, no, she hasn't sold the best pay-per-views. But anything that she's done and sold has been solely because of her. She is self-made. The UFC, Dana, whoever signs her fucking paycheck, but she did everything she could by herself because she had no fucking help. None whatsoever. People talk about how the UFC should market and promote all these fighters in all kinds of ways and whatever. It would be nice if every champion got equal treatment and all these champions were millionaires and shit. But I think aside from Demetrius Johnson, Amanda Nunes has had the worst deal as far as promotion, and she's still beloved. And she's still pretty popular. She's no Ronda Rousey, that's for sure. But people know who she is. Getting on the, ESPN body issue, that's all her, man. That's all her. Her social media, that's all her. I mean, she gets the love and adoration because she's her through and through. Yeah, she never even had the privilege to be like, oh, well, I was helped a bit. Like, no, she had to do it all by herself.
Yeah, and it's sad because, I mean, she could have brought in a whole different audience, especially with the new baby coming and both mothers raising a baby. They could have talked about, like you said, like off air, like how did they meet? How did Amanda grow up? How did Nina grow up?
Being gay in Brazil, being gay here. I mean, when did she come out? What was that story like? Like, there's so many things that I'm interested in. I'm a big Amanda Nunes fan, and I don't know any of this shit.
Yeah, like how did you guys connect? And now you're gonna have a baby. Like, how did that come about? At what point did you decide, like, hey, I'll go ahead and sit out?
Yeah, that Nina was gonna be the one to have the baby. Jesus.
Yeah, because she was, coming up too. And then now her career is. Her new job is going to be being a mom. I'm sure Amanda would love to do that too. Just be there. Don't have to worry about training all the time, being cranky all the time. No sleeping with, because the baby is going to take a while, right? You're going to be having sleepless nights, and then she's going to have to worry about training and whatnot too. Come on, man. Fuck you, Dana. You don't have no idea. You're always out. You have your wife taking care of the kids with maybe a couple nannies too, right? While you're out on the road doing God knows what, fucking whoever the fuck you want to, right? Seriously, like, what the fuck? Where do you get off? You want Amanda to take more damage? For what? To prove what? She's the best. You should have marketed her right after she knocked out Chris. That would have been a great opportunity to bring in more eyes. But no, you have so many missed opportunities, man. It fucking makes me sick. Oh, we're going to build a division around her. Huh? Those girls were always there. You didn't want to bring them in.
Well, even in the case of Cyborg, when she beat her, many people know who Cyborg is, but I don't even think to MMA fans, it was a gigantic moment. To me, it's probably in the top 3 moments in MMA history for me personally, because I know who Cyborg is and I know who Amanda Nunes is. But that should have been a monumental moment the same way that Holly knocking out Ronda Rousey should have been. But not enough people even knew who Cyborg was to get that type of attention.
Yeah, it's just horrible. I hope Amanda does retire.
Yeah, now it's like, yeah, just yeah, just out of spite, just do it, man. But no, yeah, for your own well-being. But yeah, if you're gonna do it out of spite, can't blame you either. That does it for the headlines. Let's get into some matchups. And first up, Fight Island card on July 15th has been announced. And two big fights, co-main event and main event, have been announced. Co-main event will be Pedro Munoz and Frankie Edgar at bantamweight. And the main event will be Calvin Kattar and Dan Ige. Oof. I mean,
Wow.
Edgar and Munoz is so interesting. It seems like that's like Edgar fighting himself, I feel like, kind of. Just with better jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
And Kattar and Ige. Calvin Kattar might be one of the most criminally underrated action fighters and technical boxers in the sport. That dude is such a talent, and he does not get the recognition he deserves, I think. And Ige is on the come up. Mm-hmm. He's pretty exciting too. And I'm gonna be strapped in for this one. I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying in that night. I mean, I have to, given the conditions.
That's true, right?
But no, like sometimes I'll kind of fuck around, won't watch all the fights. This one, I'm definitely gonna be watching these very closely. Some other fights announced on the August 1st card, which I believe is the one that is headlined by Holman Aldana. Could be wrong, but I think that is the one. Ketlin Vieira is gonna take on your girl Yoko Kunitskaya.
Dude, this is gonna be fun.
No way you're going for Yana, are you?
Wait, Yana? She's fighting? Wait.
Gonna fight Ketlin Vieira, yep.
I thought she was pregnant.
Holy shit.
Wait a minute. Where did we miss this? How did we miss this?
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait a minute.
No.
She was pregnant. Oh no. Don't say it.
Well, I totally had forgotten about. Oh man. That sucks. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, well that fight's happening. I don't know how to transition from that.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I got a little dark there.
Well, it's not your fault. It's just I totally had forgotten about that, and somebody needed to say it because it wouldn't have been me. I totally forgot. Oof. All right. All the blessings to Yana.
Yeah, and she's gonna fight Ketlin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good luck to Ketlin too, because man, that was a bad knockout in the last one. But it then made her cry bad. I still have that image stuck in my head for some reason. But hope she comes back. But good luck to both women. I'm just gonna end it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see what's going on. But I don't see anything regarding that.
That's bad. Next up, Julia Vila. Just talked about her earlier in the show. Gonna fight Nico Montano. Guess this is a rematch. Apparently, this was Nico Montano's last fight before she got into the Tough House, and she lost to Avila. So this should be interesting. And of course, the question of whether Montano can make it.
Yeah. Do you think this is gonna be it for her?
What if she loses?
Yeah.
Or doesn't make weight?
Yeah, that too.
I don't see how it's not. I mean, nobody really respected her or recognized her as a champ.
Mm-mm.
I think she is skilled. I don't know. She's one of those that I will say she's UFC caliber, but she's shown so little that it's hard to know where she stands. I love Nico Montano. I always will. And this fight in particular, I'm going for Avila. But
yeah, sure. For sure.
It should be just hella exciting because Montano is not gonna lie and fucking take it. She's gonna fight back. So this should be interesting. It's taking place on August 8th. I don't know if I'd mentioned that at a to be determined event, possibly at the Apex. These are all kind of possibilities. Another fight on that card. Two more fights on that card actually. Chris Weidman's gonna fight Omari Akhmedov. It's going back down to welterweight for this, and Derek Lewis is gonna be fighting Alexei Olenek on that same card on August 8th. With the Weidman, Omar Akhmedov is not the most well-known name, but he can fucking crack. And with Weidman's recent history, damn, he better protect his goddamn neck.
I don't like this for him. I don't think he should be fighting.
Yeah, it's like every fight he keeps asking for who can give me the most brain damage. Okay, I'll take on that guy.
Right? I'll take my chances. Yeah. All right, Chris. We'll watch. We'll watch some shit.
And Derek Lewis and Alexei Olenek, that can only be fun, right? I mean, even if it's shit, it's gonna be fun. It could be the most boring shit ever, and it could still be fun because Alexei Oleinik is such a weirdo, as is Lewis. Like,
do you think he can submit Derek Lewis? That's a big man to submit.
he submitted fucking Travis Brown, man, and then there's some other big motherfucker. Man, Alexei Oleinik can submit anybody, and especially with Lewis, who had like no ground game. I mean, he definitely
a big boy though. Goodness.
I think Mark Hunt has more of a ground game than him, and he easily submitted him.
Yeah, it might go fast, dude.
Yeah, it might be a replay of that.
Yeah. I still love Derek though.
A few more fights. Jan Kudalaba is fighting Magomed Ankalaev. There's a rematch from that crazy fight a few months ago when Kudalaba pretended to be hurt and they stopped the fight because he's a dumbass. So that rematch is happening. It's happening at UFC 252, August 15th at a to be determined location. There's one more fight. This is pure speculation. These are sources, but looks like Yoel Romero is supposed to be fighting Uriah Hall at some event in August somewhere.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Uriah Hall?
Mm-hmm. I mean, time to nut up or shut up, right? I mean, this is it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But shit, if the Yoel shows up that fought Adesanya, I don't know. But then again, Hall is not exactly the most aggressive fighter. He's very flashy and very skilled, but he's not exactly a marauder. We'll see.
Yeah. I want to know what kind of shit talking they're going to do.
I don't think nothing will happen here, honestly. Yoel's not much of a shit talker. I mean, he talks shit when people start with him, like Bisping and stuff. But in Hall, he's always like trying to be friends with everybody. So I don't see it happening here.
Did he turn kind of into a heel his last fight? I thought.
Uriah?
Yeah, I thought he did. Like he changed his little attitude around.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I might have look that up again. I thought he did. Instead of being so nice or something.
I wish I knew. I can't remember.
Well, he needs to do a heel turn or something. Make this interesting.
I think Yoel's been the biggest heel in MMA for a while, especially after that last fight. Nobody likes him now. And he's always been kind of a dirty fighter.
I still love him.
That's because you're a sucker, Rain.
I love you.
That does it for matchups. That does it for MMA. But we are trying to make this a weekly segment, so we're gonna get into the player hater of the week. There's no jingle for this, so we're just gonna say it. The player hater of the week goes to Tango Hotel Charlie. That is his name. His @ is @Street Villain, and he quoted a tweet by the New York Post. Gwyneth Paltrow plugs, quote, "smells like my orgasm candle with help from son Moses." And he quoted it and he put ass, feet, and taco meat. So that is his opinion of what that smells like. I don't know for a fact, but I'm willing to agree with him that that's probably close to what it should be, even if it's not. Rain, I'll just kind of let you go from there because I know you got something to say.
I don't understand this. Like, she's selling these candles for $75 a pop. They're really selling? What was that other one that she had?
Doesn't it smells like my vagina?
Something like that, right? Something about her coochie. Yeah, this bothers me so much. Like you put this together with the help of your 14-year-old son. What the hell's wrong with you? Like you're proud of this? You're selling candles that smells like your orgasm. How appropriate. You're 47 fucking years old.
Gwyneth Paltrow is peak Karen. She is like the elite of the Karens. She is the Bill Gates of Karens.
She's so awful, man. Can we cancel her?
We can try.
Can we cancel her stupid ass candles?
Hey, that dude, what's his name? Danny Masterton, the guy from that 70s show.
Mm-hmm.
And people have known he's been raping for years, and he just got charged today.
What?
Yes.
I thought that shit was over with.
Nope, just now. Scientology is a powerful fucking thing, and I don't think Gwyneth Paltrow is a Scientologist, but she's got fucking more money than God. I don't know why, and I don't know how she has any followers, any kind of respect. But yeah, that's some shit we may never know. But yeah, things are weird in Hollywood, clearly. Oh, but one last thing. This has nothing to do with anything, but just we're talking about weirdos and rape and all this stuff. If any of you are surprised that Chris D'Elia is a fucking weirdo, a child groomer, and or a pedophile, you guys need to get the fucking out more. That's just my 2 cents on that because I know that's been a news story lately. Figured I'd throw that out there.
He is so nasty looking. He just
Yep.
so creepy. I cannot listen to him talk. He's so fucking annoying. And then you see all this, like all these tweets, like people talking about their experiences. I mean, sorry, not people, but children, minors, talking about their experiences with him.
Well, some of these people are quote unquote people because they're overage now, but they're going back and like, oh yeah, this guy was fucking creepy when I was 16.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my question is like, Rogan didn't know, Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub, all his homies didn't know.
I will say this, and I know that there's a difference in fame and notoriety is gigantic, but everybody knew about Bill Cosby. I know Chris D'Elia is nowhere near Bill Cosby's level as far as comedy and legend status and all that shit you can say about them in the comedy world, but he's definitely one of the biggest comedians out right now, or at least until yesterday. They have to have known. There's even, I haven't seen them, but I guess there's videos of even like people kind of insinuating like, oh yeah, and kind of laughing about it.
It's crazy, man. I guess Theo Vaughn was talking about him too, saying he's so odd. Maybe because he makes all this money or something. He has all this money all the time.
Again, Drake did the exact same thing and he's totally fine. And then Tekashi, same thing. Like, I don't know. We pick and choose, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore about all that. I just know that guy was an asshole. He's not funny, and he's been a creeper. So fuck him.
Yeah.
That's just, but that, I had my bias beforehand. It was just good that it got proven right. But anyway.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow, we're coming for you next. We just got to get that. We just got to get that trending. Peak Karen, elite Karen, and maybe that'll catch on.
Can I call 911 on her? That's child abuse, right? Can I be a Karen for once and like go off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I be like, CPS? Can you go holler at this girl? See what's going on here?
Just don't do it in Torrance.
Oh God.
Yeah, I went there. Anyway, that's in SoCal. I can talk shit. Anyway, that does it for player hating. That does it for MMA. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is, officer who accused McDonald's workers of taking a bite of a sandwich forgot he ate it. The Marion County Sheriff's Office in Indianapolis said McDonald's assisted in its investigation and that restaurant staff, quote, in no way tampered with the officer's food. And all that happened was this guy went to McDonald's. He'd taken some bites out of it when he'd gotten it, took it to the station, put it in the fridge. When he went back to go eat it, he saw some bites coming out of it, and he swore that he hadn't touched it. I'm just have my face in my hands right now. I'll let you proceed from there, Irene.
He's a piece of shit because he went back and was like, who made the food and this and that, and I want that person reprimanded, in the appropriate way. Really? You forgot that you took a bite out of it. Really? I have concerns about this because if he forgets that, how many details did he forget in his reporting at the end of the day?
Wait, he wants people to be reprimanded for not doing their job? A police officer said this?
Oh, I know, right?
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
So, yeah, that's my concern. Like, you don't remember if you took a bite out of your own sandwich? How am I supposed to trust you? If you work for me, how am I supposed to trust you with your reports?
He should be grateful he didn't go to Shake Shack because they have a reputation now, I guess.
Fucking pathetic, man. These fucking cops, I swear. Some of these cops they need to go. Yeah, I don't think they even did anything. Because that would be my next question. How am I supposed to trust you here? But they're all corrupt anyway, so shit like that's not going to ever be brought up, right? That would be my concern, dude. Seriously, you don't remember this shit. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to pull? A lawsuit? What are you trying to do?
The most logical way I see I think about it now is like, I think every cop is just so fucking stressed out just because they know the target's on all their bags that they're not even thinking about what the fuck they're doing.
Well, then you shouldn't be a cop.
That goes without saying. Goes without saying, but I just think that that's the situation across the board right now.
Just quit, people. If you are so stressed out about not getting your food on time, we had that cop Karen or whatever we're calling her. Did you see that video of her? She was at the drive-thru. She couldn't get her Egg McMuffin and coffee. She was still waiting, so she was like getting stressed out.
I glanced at it. I have no idea what happened.
It's taking so long.
Time for that.
Yeah, and she was just started rambling on about other stuff. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? This shit is triggering you? Scary.
I just say they're dumbasses, but yeah, you don't want dumbasses with a gun. So if there's background checks for, mental health and stuff, they should have an IQ test to have a fucking gun too. I don't care if it's your job or to have in your home.
telling you, just basic questionnaire. I had that when I was being interviewed at Circuit City, a biodata test to see if I'm crazy or not, to be able to work there. These cops don't even go through shit like that. Insane, man.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say? Again, just be grateful he didn't go to Shake Shack because they're supposedly bleaching, poisoning officers, and even that was bullshit too.
Right? Fucking New York. We're supposed to trust New York cops.
That nobody has the spotlight on them brighter than that, and that is coming from someone who has the LAPD in their backyard. Even they're like, right? Well, at least we're not the NYPD.
Yeah. Right? God. Oh, I don't know when it's gonna end.
It won't end. Just to let you know. And we will talk about this more in detail in a few weeks. We've been talking about the 4th of July weekend. We've seen him have a little extra time off, so we might be doing a two for you guys, 2 episodes in 1 week. So keep an eye out on that. When it does happen, we will let you know. But for now, we're just going to call it. This will be it for the show. So thank you guys for listening. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at juice_MMA. Reen, plug the account and whatever else you got.
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, Juice and I are working on a couple things. What we want to do is help our communities out. So the community up here in NorCal and SoCal, we want to help them out, shelters, donate money to them, whatever else we can do during this, challenging times, pandemic and so on. So yeah, take a look at my Instagram. I did post something regarding egg weights. I'm actually an affiliate and I'm trying to, raise some money by selling these awesome, man. I actually use it today. I'm so excited about it. I used to shadow box with regular weights, regular dumbbells, and I hated them. I feel like I always would somehow drop it or accidentally let it slip in my hand and break the mirror or something. I always freaked out about it. But with egg weights, don't have to worry about that. You have these little straps. Just put your fingers through them, hold them. They feel great in your hand, and you could just shadow box with it wherever you want to go. They come in a little bag and some extra grips, and they are fucking awesome. I put them in my gym bag, went to the gym today, took them out at the end of my workout, and did some shadow boxing, and damn, it felt so good. So yeah, definitely check out my Instagram. You can use promo code FOXWITHYOU to get 10% off, and I believe they have free shipping for orders $80 and above. So check that out. All commission sales will be going to the shelters that we'll be choosing here. Hopefully in the next few days, we're trying to narrow down which shelters to go with.
And there you go. Reen's getting shit done. Thank you very much for doing that, Reen. And I will jump on board soon. This is something that you've gotten into a little bit more on your own as of late, but I will jump on soon to help the cause. So thank you guys for listening. Also, you can find the podcast at iFoxWithJuice on Twitter and Instagram as well. And we're everywhere podcasts are: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Check them out. We're all there. So thank you all for coming around, and we'll see you all next week.
See ya.